Few people realize it, but a silent condition is undermining not only the health of millions of men, but also their self-esteem, their potency, and their very identity. It doesn't start with a bang or dramatic signs. Most of the time, everything appears normal until one day, something doesn't work as it should. Erections falter, confidence dwindles, and with it, silence descends. But behind this symptom lies a reality that is rarely discussed: the impact of uncontrolled glucose on male virility. Type 2 diabetes is far more than a metabolic condition. It insinuates itself into the body like an invisible thief, silently sabotaging functions you wouldn't even conceive were connected. The problem is that most men only discover this too late, when they are already grappling with nights of frustration, strained relationships, and a shadow of doubt cast upon their own masculinity. Contrary to popular belief, erection is not solely dependent on desire. It is the intricate product of a complex interplay of neurological signals, robust blood circulation, and hormonal equilibrium. And guess what diabetes primarily affects? Precisely these foundational pillars. The excess of sugar in the bloodstream triggers a process known as glycation, which stiffens blood vessels and impairs the release of nitric oxide, crucial for the relaxation of the penile arteries. The consequence? Blood flow to the penis simply doesn't arrive with the necessary force. Furthermore, peripheral nerves, particularly those in the pelvic region, are highly susceptible to fluctuations in blood glucose levels. Even minor damage to these nerves can impair sensitivity, delay signals of excitation, and negatively impact sexual response. It's not merely a matter of physical erection, but of a disrupted mental and sensory connection. And all of this can happen even in young men. I personally encountered the case of Matthias, a 36-year-old creative professional who appeared healthy at first glance, yet disregarded his body's warning signs. He experienced persistent fatigue, an insatiable thirst, and fluctuating moods, until the issues in his intimate life began to manifest with relentless frequency. He attributed it to stress, but it wasn't. It was the onset of his journey with diabetes, a journey he was completely unaware of. What is most shocking about the connection between diabetes and erectile dysfunction is that it goes far beyond physiology. It touches upon a man's identity. It affects his self-confidence, his ability to feel desired, the spontaneity of touch, of intimacy. Many men, when facing sexual failures due to diabetes, fall into a cycle of shame and self-isolation. They begin to avoid intimate contact with their partners, make excuses, and sink into silence. That's where the other side of the problem emerges, the psychological one. The brain begins to associate sex with failure, with the fear of not being able to, with guilt. And this fuels a vicious cycle, where every attempt transforms into pressure. And where there's pressure, pleasure is scarce. It is precisely in this phase that many turn to quick fixes: miracle pills, instant stimulants, dubious, natural formulas. But without addressing the real enemy, blood sugar dysregulation and the lifestyle that fuels this imbalance. However, there is a way out, and it begins with awareness and the courage to change. Strategic nutrition, emotional control, weight management, improved sleep quality, and regular physical exercise are not simply generic recommendations. They are real tools of transformation for anyone who desires to reclaim their vitality and live life to the fullest. If this topic resonated with you in any way, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced any changes in your intimate life due to your health? And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel. Here we discuss topics that others avoid, with respect, scientific rigor, and a compassionate approach. Tell us, what is the biggest taboo surrounding men's health that you'd like to see addressed here? We want to hear from you. No matter where you are on your journey, even if you're already experiencing frequent challenges or simply suspect something is amiss, the body possesses the inherent ability to regenerate. This holds true even for the ramifications of diabetes on sexual function. Matthias, whom we previously mentioned, has made a remarkable recovery. Upon receiving his diagnosis, his initial reaction was one of denial, followed by anger. However, over time, with the right support, he began to transform his daily routine. He started walking every day before work, swapped highly processed foods for natural meals, educated himself about the glycemic index, and even managed to improve his sleep. The result? In 3 months, he started to feel changes. By 6 months, his energy returned, along with a renewed sense of purpose and a strong desire to live life to the fullest. It is essential to understand that male sexual function is not an isolated phenomenon. It acts as a barometer of your overall health. If an erection is weak, it indicates that something within the body is amiss. Conversely, when it improves, it signifies that you are returning to a state of equilibrium in your life. But be careful. This isn't about aesthetics or having the ideal body. It's about functioning optimally from the inside out with vitality, focus, pleasure, and health. Here's a fact that many people don't know. Men with diabetes who diligently manage their blood sugar, engage in regular exercise, and prioritize their diet exhibit erectile function recovery rates comparable to those of men without the condition. In essence, it's not a predetermined fate. It's a call to action. Change doesn't need to be drastic, but it must be sustained. Begin by observing your dietary intake throughout the day. Each consumption of sugar or refined carbohydrates triggers a glycemic storm in your blood. Worse still, this effect recurs multiple times daily, jeopardizing your blood vessels, nerves, and testosterone levels. Swap out that boxed juice for water with lemon. Replace the white bread with scrambled eggs. Start your day with protein, not sugar. Your body will thank you. Incorporate simple physical activities. Even a 20-minute walk each day can invigorate circulation, stabilize mood, and enhance insulin sensitivity. Furthermore, by minimizing excess insulin in the bloodstream, you effectively empower your body to produce testosterone more naturally. Prioritize sleep. Men who sleep poorly have up to 25% lower circulating testosterone. Lack of rest disrupts their hormone balance, triggers uncontrolled appetite, and diminishes their libido. Refrain from excessive alcohol consumption and, if applicable, cease smoking. Tobacco, in particular, is a major culprit in erectile dysfunction, especially in diabetic men. And lastly, do not be ashamed to seek professional help. Doctors, sex therapists, nutritionists, and physical educators are there not to judge you, but to walk alongside you. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Let's conclude with a truth many men need to hear. Experiencing sexual difficulties does not make you any less of a man. It makes you human. And seeking knowledge, nurturing your health, and confronting your fears makes you stronger, more aware, and better equipped to live life to the fullest. Your power lies not only in erection. It resides in your capacity to love, to care for yourself, to transform your story. It exists in your gaze, your posture, your actions, but it is also true that you deserve to live with complete well-being. And yes, with vibrant sexual energy, with pleasure, and with a heightened sense of self-worth. This video is not just about diabetes and erection, it's about reconnecting with your body, with your truth, with your desire to live well and better. If this content resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel. Here we embrace your journey without judgment, walking alongside you every step of the way.